Hello, it's Randy Duck and we're back again for another video. This time we've got two replays for you in the Tier 7 Tech Tree Russian light tank, the LTG. Now this is a tank which I basically free marked a long time ago, probably about 2 years ago, and I had a viewer request basically to get a replay for it. So I actually bought the tank back purely just for that reason. And I think I said at the time that it was a tank which I actually really enjoyed. Now it turns out I think I must have lied to myself, because when I bought it back, it's not really a light tank I've enjoyed at all, to be honest with you. It was a long time ago, so I think I can be excused for losing a bit of memory there. But it's okay, as it it's generally speaking, I do quite enjoy light tanks as a class. So I was able to get some good games in it just for that reason, but the gun's not very accurate and you've got awkward gun depression. It's just, I just didn't really get on with it that well, if I'm completely honest with you. So I don't know if it's really a light tank I'd recommend. However, I was determined to get some good games in it, so I think I've done that. Now this first one is basically on a map which is obviously clearly not ideal for a light tank. We're on Ghost Town. But one advantage we do have is we are pretty heavily top tier, and that is going to come in very handy in this video. So I've basically gone to a location which I would take in any sort of medium tank, well, a lot of tanks in the heavy tanks. I like to take this area of Ghost Town first because you can see basically some things are crossed and I've got some damage in it from that position. That's exactly why I take this area. Now I've noticed that this Tiger 131, I think he's made a bit of a mistake there. He's gone out into the sort of field and he's in the open for me to farm. That tank has insane DPM at Tiger 131. It's a very, very dangerous tank when it's top tier. However, I was able to just sort of time my shots to make sure his DPM didn't matter and get a few shots in. I decided that I didn't really fancy pushing that Yak Tiger just then. So I was going to... But then I realised, he went down to one shot, and I thought, I do have an opportunity to take him out. So I moved in to take him out there. And now I want to sort of move on and see if I can get a few shots up into a different location. We picked up another snapshot kill there. We're going to try and get a few shots into this light tank, but we are getting shot, unfortunately, from the sort of cross to the other side of the map. But they've now moved, so we're going to sort of see if we can get a few more shots into this light tank. We are heavily winning this, and the thing about Ghost Town and these maps like this, especially when they're this top tier, is the games can get ahead of you very quickly. So this is why I'm taking chances going out in front of tanks here, because I know time. If I want to get a good game, I've got to basically use my speed to my advantage. The fact that I'm top tier, just to bully tanks basically. That's what I'm doing, just so I can be getting the damage. It's gone alright so far. We picked up a few kills and we've got 2,000 damage, but there's still more damage in the game, and I want to get the most of it. Now I took a shot into that heavy tank and I thought I'd come around here and get a different angle on him. He is pre-aimed ready for me, so unfortunately I eat a shot. But again, sometimes it's just best to use some of your hit points, especially in these fast-paced games. You can't take your hit points with you to the next game, so it's just sometimes better just to take the shot rather than sort of lose all the time basically worrying about being safe. That tends to how I play. I mean, sometimes it can get you in a bit of problems, but I do play like that quite often, if I'm honest. I do like to use my hit point pool. I'm not always that concerned about losing hit points. Now at this point I realise there's no chance of me getting to those mediums before they're dead, so I'm just going to go straight into this TD and see if we can pick up the last bit of damage of this game. And yeah, we've got round in. Like I say, it's one of those games where it's a bad match for a light tank, but we are top tier and we've managed to take advantage of that. And we ended up having a good game, considering this game was probably about 3 minutes. It's 3 minutes 42 seconds this game. We've got the ace tanker, we've got 6 kills, and we've got like 3,200 damage. So in a very short space game, I thought that was quite a nice one. The next game is completely different to this one. It's a more long played out game, but I thought it'd be nice to put this one here just to show that even though you're on a city map, you still can have good games in the light tank. But yeah, that's it for the first replay, and yeah, bear with us, we'll be with you in a bit for the second replay of the video. Hello, so here we are for the second replay, and I'll say the main replay really of this video. Now this replay, unfortunately it shows one of the real flaws in this tank, and I hate it, I really hate it when tanks are flawed by this, and it's basically the ammo count. You really can't carry many shells at all. And a number of times I've had it where I've ended up running out of ammo. I think you can have like 38 rounds, and I have found that to be a bit of a problem, which ends up being the case in this game. And unfortunately, had we had more ammo, we would have gone on. We had a really decent game. Don't get me wrong, but we would have gone on to have like a ridiculous, one of those really big damage games. So it is a shame. And like I say, I'm never a fan when tanks are limited by their ammo count. But we're on steps, very good map. We've got Petty with us, we're good matchmaking. We've taken off the start of this game this sort of position I sometimes use in the light tanks, just to start to see if we can get a little bit of assistance. It was a position which used to work really well. It doesn't work so well now with the chain spawn locations. But I thought I'd use it to start anyway, knowing that I had Petty who could shoot anything I spot. But the tanks have now, our tanks have now sort of gone past us, so this position is sort of quickly, just got outdated. It's not going to be any use to us now. So we're going to progress on and move forward and catch up with the rest of our team, in hope really, to use our light tank abilities and get past them and try and get some assistance really, knowing that I do have Petty in E25, so if I can go ahead and spot stuff up, he will shoot stuff for me. So yeah, we're basically going to clear this line first and then go from there. Our team's all pushed this quite heavily this time, so I'm going to push straight into this Leo, because as you can see he's getting shot by a whole team, and I know that I can come in and hopefully get a few shots in. And that's what we do. We get one in, he then gets finished off by our team. We're going to keep pushing up. As we push up, we spot this heavy and we're thinking, oh god, we're going to eat a shot here. He looks like he's full sending us, so we're trying to dodge the shot. And fortunately for me, unfortunately for Petty, he turns and shoots Petty, which he clearly snapshots that in the classic 6.0 manner. But he's a bit of a problem for me now, so I need to focus this tank out and get him out of the game. So that's what I'm doing. You see, I put 3 or 4 shots into him, got his attention, now he's going to full send me. And I was kind of thinking if I baited him around here, he would, you can see how many of my teams are there. I'm hoping if, a few of them had the awareness, they would shoot him now. Unfortunately, that hasn't really been the case, and they've kind of let him close the distance from me. So I'm going to have to move over to this second ridge. He fluffed his shot, and that's allowed me to get a shot in. And I'm basically just going to try and pull him around in the hope that because I really don't want to eat a shot off of this guy unnecessarily. You can see that I'm having that little bit of gun depression issue, but I'm going to try and basically bait him round. He's never really going to catch up with me, but I'm trying to bait him round, so eventually when he comes down, maybe my team will put a few shots into him and I can basically get rid of him without having to lose any hit points. You can see there someone has put a shot into him. He's now sort of on a 2-shot. But he's basically just chasing me around this rock with a bit of Winner Rosie. So while we're doing that, we're going to shut down that other TD, other medium tank, which we do. And yeah, just so we're making ourselves useful while this guy's just chasing us around the rock all the time. We're going to wait, see if we can get a shot in. We do. And then I think in a minute it gets, because we're going to try and go for a cupola shot, but it gets shut down by our friendly teams. Now, I wanted to sort of move up off of this into this sort of position up here to try and spot out the rest of their team, which I know there will be some camping down the, at their base basically. Unfortunately, I missed that, so I'm going to move up, just going to go the long way round, and I'm going to try and get up and spot some few stuff. Now, this Hellcat 105, he's in a really annoying position for me because he's going to keep me proxy spotted every time I poke up basically to get shots. So I really want our friendly tanks to try and get a few shots in, but it doesn't really look like they've got any shots in from there. So I'm basically just gonna. Now this is risky. I'm expecting to beat a shot here, which I do, but I basically wanted to put a shot in, hoping, just hoping that I might tilt him a little bit, and then he'd full send me. Because the thing with the Hellcat 105, it's got very nasty gun, very big sort of dirt gun, high alpha, but the turret reverse on the tank is terrible. So I'm hoping if he comes around like this, I may just be able to sort of get underneath his gun, and it'll be difficult for him to get a shot in because it's got very, very slow turret reverse. And fortunately, he does take the bait, he comes over, and then he's able to get shot down by our friendly team, so you can shoot him from there. So now we've got rid of him, we're not getting proxy spotted anymore. We're going to try and poke up and spot their team, which we're doing. But I'm realising that there's a few tanks in the middle at the other side, so I'm going to push aggressively now and get underneath their ridge, see if I can light up anything else. We do spot up their TD, so I'm thinking maybe the RE will shoot him, but he has also got other stuff to worry about, so it doesn't look like it's going to happen at the moment. But I'm just going to see if I can basically get any shots in. But I've decided, I'm pretty much by myself there. There is a TD down the right, potentially could cover me, but I don't think he had shots. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to come back to that later. Out there at the base, there's no real threat to me at the moment. I'll go and come back to our base, use the speed of the light tank and help out my team. And we can deal with the other guys at a later point. So we're coming down, we've seen this box tank, and we're just going to get behind him. And once we do get behind him, there is going to be no chance for him. So at this point, I know I've killed him. The only way I'll die here is if RT hits me, because there's just no way he can turn around. So we've taken him out, helping out our team, and we're now going to move over and see if we can finish off this remaining heavy tank. And I think I realised it was the KV2 at this point, and I come around the corner, he's on 1 hit point, and I'm a little bit squeaky bum time because I don't want to get hit by him. But we do take him out, fortunately, and we don't lose any hit points for it. But it's at this point I've realised there's 4 tanks left, but I only have 9 of my normal APCR rounds left and 2 HE. So this is where I need to make sure I don't miss any shots, because I need this damage really. It's at this point where if they're all full health, then I'm not going to be able to kill them all myself, so I am going to need assistance from my team, my artillery, but I still at this point have my artillery, a medium and a heavy, so hopefully they'll be able to help me out, because I'm not going to have enough rounds to kill all the tanks myself at this point. But we do have an artillery, he's still alive, so hopefully if I spot some things up, he might be able to send them to jail. So I'm going back to deal with the TD and the medium tank, which I was spotting up earlier. There is still a Black Prince in this game, which I still haven't spotted, so I'm guessing that he was down the heavy line. But you can see our medium tanks pushed up, and he's still not spotted them up. So at this point, I'm thinking he's probably in their base, because that's the most logical thing by looking at where our team is. So we pop round and we do spot this Black Prince. Now he's full health, and like I say, I don't have many rounds left, so I need to make sure these pen, I don't want to waste any damage here. I'm waiting for the fully aim and going through his lower plate. Now I'm going to wait for him to turn full sideways before I get my shot in. I got lit up, but I'm just going to have a look to see if anything can actually shoot me, and they can't, so it's just the Black Prince spot me at the moment. So I'm going to get a few shots in, but at that point I realised that there is a TD who's going to get a shot into me, so I pull back down, and fortunately that shot missed, so we just get down at the right moment. But now I'm down to 5 rounds and 2 HE, so my rounds are running out. But like I say, we do still have a fun police on the team, so we can spot them up, then we can get them some assistance. But it's at the point where they know where I am, and I do not want that Black Prince to get too close to me, because he's got an insane gun, like DPM, and I need to use my distance now. There's only 4 tanks left in the enemy team, now I'm in the light tanks, and there's no other light tanks to worry about, so I can use and abuse my view range. So this is exactly what we're going to do. We spotted this Black Prince up, and we're just going to try and see if we can finish him off and get him out of the game. But we are fully aiming these shots because we want to make sure, we basically don't want to miss a shot. Unfortunately, if we haven't, I was going to go up and go for the kill shot, but then our artillery takes him out, which, you know, is good because that saved me a round. But now we're down to 2 APCR rounds and 2 HE. So, you know, we're going to need our fun police in this game. I'm hoping that I can just put the 2 shots into something else, maybe the medium and the TD, and then save the 2 HE rounds for their fun police. Just so that way I maximise, you know, I'll get the maximum amount of damage I can get left now. I'd love to be able to pen my 2 HE and pen my 2 APCR. So we're going to try and light them up. I want to keep lighting them up as much as I can when they're the furthest away point from our artillery, because like I say, I keep bringing this up, but he's going to be so important to me when I've run out of this ammo. Now we've spotted their artillery, we're hoping we can just get a shot into him, but he's quickly getting to cover and that's not going to be possible. It's at this point I'm thinking I was going to dump my 2 APCR rounds into this Panther, and yeah, just to get them out of the way and get a bit of damage on the board. Because at some point this guy is going to have to die, so at least we can weaken him off a little bit. So we got one in. Unfortunately, we do eat a shell from him, but then we get our second shot in. And now all we have is a HE, so there's no point me putting those into him because it's not going to do anything. And it's annoying because if I had more ammo at that point, I would have killed that J Panther, but I didn't. I just ran out of ammo, so it wasn't going to be possible. So now my concern was our friendly medium tanks sort of died up near the base. Now I'm darting back because I'm thinking if this guy is going to go for our fun police, I want to light him up as early as I can, so our fun police has got an opportunity to, opportunity to shoot him and send him to jail. Because if he gets too close and sneaks up on him, he's basically going to kill our fun police and, you know, kill our artillery, and then I'm not going to be able to do anything, am I? Because I've only got 2 HE left. So that's the plan at the moment. That's the thinking. That's why I'm darting back and not staying and lighting a J Panther. That's my reason behind it, because I could have just stayed there and kept him lit up, and maybe I should have, because then our artillery, our fun police have longer to put shots into him. Annoyingly, I lost some hit points there. That was, you know, maybe I should have took that a bit slower, but time was of the essence. But as you can see, I've not spotted the medium tank, so that brings me to the conclusion he's actually turned back. I went back to his base and not pressed forward. So I'm going to have to go back now to light him up, which this is a good thing, because if he's gone back to his base, he's the furthest away point from our artillery, and we can then, you know, hopefully we light them up. We'll have an opportunity for him to get shots in, but we've got perfect opportunity to get this our 2 HE shots away now. We're going to stay and make sure we get them in. We do get them in, and that was an absolute perfect result. We penned both of them and we killed the target we wanted to do, which was the artillery. Now he's dead, our artillery can't get counterbalanced, and that's going to give us a bigger, you know, give us a chance basically, because we're going to need him to win the game for us, because all what we can do is light them up. So you see there, I've basically been lit up here, and I basically want to lose my spot now, and I want to go to a different location to spot them. I was going to try and get over to the, like, because obviously that TD, he's full sending me, isn't he, at this point? So I can't stay there because I've got no ammo. If he gets close to me, he's just going to kill me. So I'm going to try and get away from him, but at the same time I'm pushing across the field and hope that maybe I will light him as well, because again I want to keep him lit for as long as I can, because then our artillery can hit him. Unfortunately, I take a shot off the medium there, now put me on a 1 shot, which is a problem. Well, it's just going to make it so much harder now. I don't have the luxury of being able to eat a shell. But at this point, it's all about keeping this guy lit. Now, I've lost my spot, and I want to try and pull him away from our artillery. I'm hoping that I can push all the way back down this line and get to where I was before, where I was fighting that heavy tank. That was the plan, and then I could sort of spot from that angle and try and keep my distance. Unfortunately, as I poke up, the TD has spotted me, and that has put me in a real problem because I haven't got time to get across now. So the only thing I'm going to do, I'm thinking, right, I can't escape at this point. I'm going to have to let him come to me and then try and dodge him this way. And that's what I do. He comes in because he doesn't have a turret, but this is where I probably make a mistake. I now go back in for him to get behind him. The hope was the artillery wouldn't have took that shot which he just took then, and I could have kept him still. So if, like, for example, our front police would have still had his round in the tank, then he could have shot him when he was staying still, and I'd have a better chance of him killing him. But in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have gone back in. I did the right thing at first, letting him come into me so I could get behind him and then get out of there. That was the correct move, but I shouldn't have gone back in. I made a mistake, and that's a shame, because I think, you know, maybe if I'd have gone up, I could have lit him at a different angle and I would have had a chance. But ultimately, had I had more ammo, I would have just killed him anyway, and I would have just tracked him then, and then we would have won. But it is, either way, we lost the game, but we still had a really big game, didn't we, for this tier 7 light. We had 6 kills, 4,007 damage. We got the scout medal with 1,000 assistance, high caliber, top gun. So yeah, it was a great game. So I really hope you enjoyed that replay. And yeah, as always, I'm very grateful you keep watching it and watching my replays. So yeah, as always, happy tanking.